Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Dancing Knight. And today we're going to be continuing with the series of The Immortales. And I have prepared for you a brilliant game played in 1851, Anderssen versus Dufresne. So let's start. So it started off with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight f3, knight c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, and now b4. So this is called the evens gambit. After bishop takes b4, c3, bishop a5. So this is known as the evens gambit accepted because black accepted the pawn sacrifice. c3, d4, e takes d4, and castle. So a practice of your opening. What should black play here? Here, the best move for black is knight g7, which is also the main line. And after he takes d4, b5, so black is wanting to open up the center so that white does not have these powerful pawns on e4 and d4. So b5, now e takes d5, knight takes d5, queen b3, so just attacking on this diagonal, bishop to e6, and black normally gets a good position being a pawn up, so this b7 pawn, and also having better development. But on the other hand, white has more space and has more files to attack with. Like this e file is very weak, and the rook can come to e1 and just give checks and attack the black king. But like I said, the white rooks and the knight on b1 and bishop on c1 are really not developed and are doing nothing for now. So it's kind of unclear and it's hard to assess what the evaluation of the position is. But in the game, this did not happen. But instead, black played d3. So he was wanting to avoid like the creation of these two powerful pawns on e4 and d4. But in the process, black lost time. And now the attack will start to begin. As now black is not really caring about his king safety, but instead is trying to stop what white's doing. Sometimes that's good, but sometimes that's really bad. So white started with queen b3. So attacking this f7 pawn. Queen f6, defending the pawn. e5, so attacking the black queen again. Now, to defend the pawn, he has to play queen g6 as queen e7 is kind of bad because of moves like bishop g5 or bishop a3, and this queen has nowhere to go. So queen g6 happened, and now rook e1. So white is just getting all the pieces ready to attack in the file of the black king. Knight g7, so locking that file for now and also wanting to play castle quickly. And now bishop to a3. And again, it's black to play. And how should black respond? Your move. So here, black should respond with castle. This is like the best move, and though like okay, although even after knight bd2, bishop to b6, and queen to b1, and the pawn on b3 is lost, and white has a huge initiative, but what happened in the game was really bad. Instead, black played b5. So it's basically like, why would you avoid a short castle? But at that moment, 1851 it was, and it's just a sign of times like how it has changed throughout. So b5, and today, like in present day, no one would avoid castle and would quickly get the king to safety. But at that time, those rules were not there with getting the king to safety and others. So b5 happened, and now white took the pawn, queen takes b5. So rook b8, attacking the queen. Queen went to a4, and now bishop to b6. Why bishop to b6? Because the bishop was indirectly attacked, as If black tries castle, then bishop takes e7. Knight takes e7 and queen takes a5. And well, the bishop is lost. So after queen a4, bishop b6 happened, which is a good move from Dufresne. And now knight bd2. And here black played bishop b7. The avoidance of the castling with short castle is really like being fatal, because now black's king is going to be in huge pressure. Here, if white actually played castle instead of bishop to b7, then still white would be able to play knight to e4, and there would be little chances of survival, but this was the best move. And still white has some chances to play for an attack, but black can defend it with extreme good play and accurate play. So bishop b7 happened, and now knight e4. The active move wanting to threaten all sorts of deadly threats such as knight b6, knight f6, and some discovered checks. And the dancing knight fork is coming. So black, okay, your move. How should black respond to this? I'll flip the board. So here, black has to play b2. The sacrifice of the pawn is like the only way to halt white's attack, as white's attack is really just storming ahead. And this was a suggestion by Lasker, Emmanuel Lasker, the first ever world champion. But yeah, d2, just diverting the focus from the attack for white, and so that black can quickly get the king to safety. Here, if black tries to castle, this time bishop takes d3, and there is no time for black to respond to all the deadly threats which are coming with the knight, such as knight f6, check, and this queen will be under attack. But in the game, none of these happened, and black played queen to f5. And this is a basically loss of time. And now black cannot stop the mating threats which are going to come. So white first played bishop takes d3, as now knight d6 or knight f6 check is threatened. So bishop takes d3, queen to h5, so running with the queen. And after queen h5, white to play, and can we find the winning move? Here, the winning move is knight to f6 check. And now the decisive blow comes in. Even engines do not understand this sacrifice, as they are saying that this is equal. But it is clearly not, as demonstrated by the next few moves which are going to happen in the game. If you said knight g3, it works perfectly fine, but it's just slightly slower. And in these kind of positions, you have to play quickly and aggressively, as black's king is just going to castle short next move, and you have to move it. Something like knight b6 check also works after c takes d6, e takes d6, but knight f6 check is a better move. So after knight f6, g takes f6, and now e takes f6, and this knight is pinned, the main idea of knight f6 check. And okay, now black played rook to g8, and it is white to move again. Pause the video if you need to and find the best moves. Here, if you said bishop to e4, you are actually wrong, because of queen to h3. So threatening queen takes d2. So g3 only moves to stop that checkmate. And now black can play rook takes g3. Bang! H takes g3, and now queen takes g3 check. You can't take the queen because of this bishop, and this is pinning the king. So queen takes g3, Only move for white is king h1, as king f1 would lead to queen takes f2 checkmate. So king to h1, and now bishop takes f2, and rook e2, and now black has a brilliant move. And not only does black not lose after this move, but black actually wins after knight to d4. Bang! Double exclamation move. So if he takes d4, then bishop takes e4, rook takes e4, and now simply queen takes f3, king h2, queen g3 check, king h1, and now queen h3 checkmate. It was important to take the knight here, because if he didn't, straight away queen h3 check, then knight h2 would be there, and instead of black being winning, it's white who is winning now. So here, after rook g8, bishop e4 is a bad move, but instead, if you play rook a d1, this is the best move, getting all the pieces into attack. If all your pieces are not into the attack and some pieces are doing nothing, it's always bad. You should always get all the pieces in the attack. Like rook on a1 was not doing anything. So the rook comes to d1 and now is threatening lots of things. And here, black played queen takes f3. But engines actually say that rook g4 is the best move. But after bishop to c4, queen to f5, so just defending this d7 pawn. But now rook takes d7, bang. King takes d7, knight e5 check. Oh, sorry, knight e5 check. King c8, knight takes g4, queen takes g4, and now f takes e7. And okay, if he doesn't take the knight and play something like knight d5, now a brilliant move, queen d1. And okay, black tries to support the knight with this, but now simply bishop d3. And black is simply paralyzed. Black's only move is queen d7, and now this black king, this black rook, this black knight, this black bishop, and this black queen, and this black pawn are doing simply nothing. And black pieces, like I said, is paralyzed and cannot move. And after this, even the engines were showing that it's like completely winning for white. So it just shows how deep thinking Anderssen was and how he had calculated so far ahead at that time. So here, another move which I considered was rook takes g2, king takes g2, and now knight e5. But now white has an elegant stroke. Can you find it? White to play. Here, queen takes d7 check. Knight takes d7, rook takes e7 check. King d8, rook takes d7 check. King takes d7, bishop f5 check. And now king c6, bishop d7 checkmate. A brilliant and elegant stroke indeed. In the game happened queen takes f3, and now it is white to play. And can you find the brilliant moves, the double exclam moves? So first of all, you have to consider that you have to give checks, as black is simply wanting to play queen takes g2, checkmate. So instead of playing g3 or move like that, that would be too slow, as after g3, a move like knight's move or bishop takes f2, this check is completely winning. So you have to play fast. Rook takes e7 check. Bang! Knight, okay, first let's see knight takes e7, and it's your move again. Can you find the double exclam move? It is queen takes g7 check. King takes d7, bishop f5, check. King e8, bishop d7, check. King f8, bishop takes e7, checkmate. Okay, after rook takes d7, if black plays king d8, then rook takes d7, check. King c8 only move, and now rook d8 check. The rook is simply telling that just take me. And now there are discovered checks coming. If king takes d8, then bishop f5 check, and this would lead into the same sequence as we just saw. If rook takes d8, then simply g takes f3, the queen's gone. And if knight takes d8, then queen d7 check. Oh, wow. King takes, bishop f5 check. King c6 and bishop d7 checkmate. And wow, in the game knight takes e7, queen takes, king takes, bishop f5, king e8, bishop d7, and Dufresne resigned. And this was known as the Evergreen game, played by Anderssen versus Dufresne. And okay, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, share it with others, and like it. Thank you. Bye.